everyone! Thank you so much for joining us today for our online Cookies and Bookies party. I'm in my kitchen and I'm so excited that you guys have all invited me into your kitchens and we're all gonna bake together today. Today we're gonna make some really delicious butter cookies using some ingredients that I think most people have, and hopefully nobody had to run out and grab anything. So we have flour and sugar and vanilla. We have 1 large egg, some baking soda, and the most important in baking cookies, we've got some butter. But before we can start here, there's something really important that we have to do. Does anybody know what that is? Now, if you guys guessed washing your hands, you are absolutely right. So first things first, we have to wash our hands. And not only, we can't just dip our hands in the water really fast, we have to give them a really good scrub. And we have to wash in between our fingers. And there are certain fingers that get forgotten when we wash our hands sometimes. Does anybody know what that is? Does anybody have a guess now? That's right, our thumbs. We have to make sure that we wash our thumbs. So before we get started, we're gonna wash our hands all together, okay? So we're gonna go over to our kitchen sinks and we're gonna get some water. Now it's important when we wash our hands that we use warm water so that way we get all those sticky germs all over. So we're gonna start our faucet and we're gonna dip our hands in the water and get them nice and wet, and then we're gonna use soap. We wanna make sure that we use a good amount of soap on our hands, and we can turn off the faucet actually to save water because we want to be kind to the environment too. And we're going to wash our hands, and sometimes we sing songs. I know that some people have been singing Happy Birthday twice, or some people have been singing other songs, but I have a favorite. Can I share it with you guys? So my favorite is the Baby Shark song. So if you guys are ready, we're going to Baby Shark wash our hands. 1, 2, 3. Use some soap, do 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 do. Use some soap, do 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 do. Use some soap, do 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 do. Use some soap. 1, 2. Wash our hands, do do do. Wash our hands, do 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 do. Wash our hands, do 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 do. Wash our hands. In between our fingers, do 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 do. In between our fingers, do 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 do. In between our fingers, do 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 do. In between our fingers. Wash our hands, do 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 do. Wash our hands, do 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 do. Wash our hands, do 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 do. Wash our hands. Use some water, do 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 do. Rinse our hands, do 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 do. Rinse our hands, do 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 do. Rinse our hands. So there, our hands are nice and clean now. But sometimes we also want to dry our hands because we don't want anything to get stuck. Thank you so much, my lovely handy camera person. So now that our hands are nice and clean and nice and dry, we are ready to start baking some cookies. Now that our hands are clean, it's time that we preheat our oven. I would recommend that we ask our grown-ups to do it, but it is a really fun time to do some counting. So most ovens start at 350, so we can go 350, 355, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 400. Perfect. I know we went over ingredients before, but I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how much you need. So this is flour, and we need 1.5 cups of flour. You will need 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 large egg, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a stick of butter. Actually, you need 1/2 cup of butter, but if you guys can get a little closer here and take a look, what's really cool is on butter, they'll actually tell you 1 tablespoon, 2, and they cut it out here. So this line here is 1/4 cup. This line here is 1/3 cup, but a whole stick of butter is 1/2 cup. And we want to make sure that our butter is softened, because if it's too hard, it won't mix right. So see how my butter is squishy? We want squishy butter. And the last thing you guys are gonna need for this is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla again. And then we have some sprinkles for later. So the very first thing is we're going to combine 3 ingredients together to get everything ready. So first we're going to combine the butter. So we're gonna open that up and put it in our handy dandy mixing bowl. we are going to combine our sugar, put those together because the sugar and the butter are friends. And then finally, the last thing that we're going to combine in the first step is the egg. So we're going to crack that egg and drop it in there. And then we're going to combine and mix it up. Now everybody has a different way to do this, but I personally like to use a fork and mix everything together. The nice thing about baking is that there's not really a wrong way to do it as long as we keep clean. Now friends, this is what our butter, sugar, and egg should look like all combined together. See how we really don't have many pieces or little white spots? Everything in our cookies, they're all good friends, they're all mixed together. And we want to make sure that we're really deliberate about how many ingredients we put in, because here's something really fun about baking cookies. Or any kind of baking, really. Any kind of baking you guys do in your houses is actually kind of like a science experiment. But because we need the exact amount, we need to make sure that everything is really particular, just like scientists have to make sure that when they're running experiments, everything is really particular to make sure that our cookies turn out delicious. So we are going to start mixing in more ingredients. So like I said, we've got our flour, so we want to mix that in. And it's so funny with cookies because there's a lot of flour in here, and sometimes you think, how is it all going to work out? But somehow it always does. And then we're going to put in our baking soda. And the last ingredient here is our vanilla. And we put all of those together, and then we start mixing. And you guys have some options. I'm going to use a fork, but some of you guys might have a hand mixer at home, or you might have a KitchenAid. However you guys want to do it will be perfect, just as long as our ingredients all get mixed in together. And sometimes it's okay if we use our hands too, but if you do use your hands, please remember, you have to wash them. And before we get to mixing, there's another part that's really, really important when we're baking cookies. And just anytime we're in the kitchen, we want to make sure that everything gets put in the sink and out of the way. All of our garbage or eggshells, anything like that, gets put away and rinsed off. So that way, cleanup isn't hard. Because that sometimes is the hardest part about baking, is when our kitchens get really messy and then we have a really big mess to clean up. But if we do it as we go, it's not that difficult. So I use my hands to mix my dough, which means that they just have to be washed one more time. It's good when we're baking that we make sure that we keep our hands clean, because we're all the only ones who eat our cookies. Sometimes our moms or dads or neighbors or friends or brothers and sisters. So to be kind to all of our friends and neighbors, we just want to make sure our hands are clean. Now comes the fun part, where we're going to roll our dough. So I have my dough. I just picked up a little piece of it from the inside of the bowl. And now you're going to roll it into a circle, just like that. The nice thing about cookies is that cookies are a lot like our friends. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and sometimes they look different, but they're all good and delicious on the inside. Not that our friends are delicious, but our friends are good and sweet on the inside, aren't they? So now that your dough is rolled into these nice little spheres, little circles, little balls, I do want you guys to know that my dough made 32 cookies. So depending on how big or small you make them, you should have close to that number as well. If you make them really big, they might take a little bit longer to cook, but that's okay. But now comes one of my favorite parts, is that we have to flatten our dough, because right now they are really round and we want to make them more cookie shaped. So if you guys want to grab a glass, and we're going to wet the bottom of the glass, not too much, just enough to get it damp. And then we have a bowl of sugar here. And I'm going to dip my glass into the sugar so that the bottom is covered. And then I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to flatten my cookie. And then we're going to do that for each one. And we want to make sure, because that's how we're going to get our good cookie shape, and these are going to be extra delicious. So you'll just keep doing that through all of your cookies. So as you can see, all of my cookies have been flattened, and now the next part is optional. If you guys have some of these nice little sugar decorators or sprinkles, feel free to put them on. If you don't, it's okay. Your cookies are gonna be delicious no matter what. I have them here, so I'm just gonna decorate a few of my cookies for a little extra pizzazz. Now that we're all done touching our cookies, we want to make sure that we wash our hands one last time, and then we're going to put them in the oven, and then it's my favorite part because now we're going to read some stories. So now that our cookies are flattened out and decorated, it's time that we put them in the oven. This is a good thing to do under our grown-up supervision. Maybe your grown-up will let you help, or maybe they'll want to do it themselves, whichever they want to do. Now, we're going to put these in, and we're going to let them bake for about 10 or 15 minutes. And while they bake, let's read some stories. Who Ate All the Cookie Dough by Karen Beaumont and Eugene Yelchin. Itty, bitty, mighty, mo. Who ate all the cookie dough? Who do you think it might be? Kanga looks around to see. Lion, lion, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know, it wasn't me. Maybe zebra, let's go see. Zebra, zebra, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know, it wasn't me. Maybe llama, let's go see. Llama, llama, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know, it wasn't me. Maybe cheetah, let's go see. Cheetah, cheetah, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know, it wasn't me. Maybe hippo, let's go see. Do you know why we read that really fast? Because cheetah's the fastest mammals on the planet. Hippo, hippo, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? I don't know. Wasn't me. Maybe monkey, let's go see. Monkey, monkey, do you know? Who ate all the cookie dough? Hey, where is Monkey? Where'd he go? Did he eat all the cookie dough? Let's find out. Yes, no, maybe so. Monkey see, monkey do, it wasn't me, tee-hee. Then who? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who ate all the cookie dough? Does anybody know? Now guys, look at the picture. Can anybody guess who it is? I can't wait. Should we turn the page and find out? Okay, let's do it. Oh, we know who! See if you can guess it too. It was... Oh! It was Kanga's baby, Roo. How are your noses doing? Can you smell your cookies yet? They might need a few more minutes here, so while we wait, we're going to read another story. And this is The Cow Who Loves Cookies by Karma Wilson and Marcellus Hall. The cow loves cookies. Whenever farmer feeds the horse, he feeds the horsey hay, of course. The horse just loves to nibble hay. He eats it every single day. But the cow loves cookies. Now, farmer knows what chickens need. He always gives them chicken feed. They scratch and cluck and peck all day. They love their feed. And the horse loves hay. But the cow loves cookies. The farmer feeds the geese each morn. He gives them sweet, sweet cracked corn. They honk for joy and flap their wings. They love the corn the farmer brings. Hay for horses? Yes, indeed. Give those corn for geese, they love it so. But when it comes to cows, we know that the cow loves cookies. When farmer feeds the hogs, they slop. They love to eat that gloopy glop. They oink and snort and grunt with glee. They eat like pigs, it seems to me. And of course we know the horse loves hay, and chickens love their feed each day, and the geese love corn, and as all geese should, and the pigs think the slop is mighty good. But cow would never eat that stuff. You couldn't pay a cow enough because the cow loves cookies. Farmer's dog just loves to eat. When the farmer gives him a doggy treat, he gulps and gobbles with delight and savors every meaty bite. Hay is what the horsies need. And all the chickens eat chicken feed, and the geese munch on corn, it tastes so fine, and the hogs think slop is just divine. And the dog adores his doggy treat, but cow would rather eat things sweet. So, why does the cow love cookies? She and the farmer see they have a deal. Every day they share a meal. The farmer packs a picnic lunch, and when the two sit down to munch, he takes cookies from a tin, and cow gives milk to dunk them in. Yum, says farmer, and the cow says, moo. And cow is happy, and farmer too. They both love milk and cookies. But the duck loves quackers. Hi guys, my cookies are ready to take out of the oven. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy oven mitt, and this is again a job that is probably best for our grown-ups, or at least under grown-up supervision. So we're gonna open up our oven. Oh, they smell so good. And we're gonna let them sit here to cool down. And while they cool, we're gonna read our last story. Okay, and for our last story, while our cookies cool, I have one of my all-time favorites, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie by Laura Jov-Numeroff, and illustrations done by Felicia Bond. If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask you for a glass of milk. And when you give him a glass of milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. And when he is finished, he will ask for a napkin. And then he'll want to look at himself in the mirror to make sure that he doesn't have a milk mustache. And when he looks in the mirror, he might notice that he needs a trim. And so he'll probably ask you for a pair of nail scissors. And when he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want to borrow a broom to sweep up. He'll start sweeping, and then he'll get carried away and sweep every room in the house. He may even end up washing the floors as well. And when he's done, he'll probably need a nap. And you'll have to fix him up a little box with a blanket and a pillow. And he'll crawl in and make himself comfortable and fluff the pillows a few times. And he'll probably ask you to tell him a story. So you'll read to him from one of your favorite books, and then he'll ask to see the pictures. But when he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited that he'll want to draw one of his own. And so he'll ask for paper and crayons. He'll draw a picture. And when the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name with a pen. And then he'll want to hang his picture on the refrigerator. Which means he'll need Scotch tape. And when his drawing is hung up, he'll stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him, oh, he is so thirsty. So, he'll ask you for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he sees the glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our Cookies and Bookies party. We know right now is a difficult time, not having the library open and school being out. That means that there's a lot of uncertainty. And I know that it's really hard for kids. We're gonna do everything we can to provide library normalcy. And I just do wanna remind you guys that we have several online resources, including Canopy, which has Canopy Kids, has a lot of great educational resources and videos for your kids. We've got Libby by Overdrive, which has audiobooks, books that are appropriate both for children and adults. And I would just really encourage everybody to reach out to the library. We will do what we can in these times, and keep watching out because we're gonna do more videos just like this one. So we hope that you guys have a great day. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 262-245-2709, or you can email us directly at wmsbay@williamsbay.lib.wi.us. Thanks, guys.